Hi, my name is Kai Armstrong. I'm the PM for the editor group in the create stage of the DevOps lifecycle at GitLab. And I wanted to do a quick walkthrough of some of the features in editor, kind of show you what's going on in the group and what all we've got. And so I've got my screen up here. I've got an empty terminal window, and I've already created a project over here. It's got some files in it and some other stuff. So I wanted to use this as a base start. And the editor group encompasses two primary categories. And the first one of those is the Web IDE. So we'll talk about that, show some of that off. And then the other one is snippets. Snippets exist in both projects and personal namespace. So we'll talk about what's going on there right now, and we'll give this a shot. So if you take a look at this, I've got a project here. It's just a base one-page Bootstrap template that I pulled from somewhere else. I've added a few things to it and checked a few things locally ahead of time just to make sure they were set up properly for some features here. But everything I'm showing you is fairly easy to do, easy to set up. So the first thing we'll do is we're going to open this project in the Web IDE. So got the project. Maybe we need to make some changes. Maybe we've got some simple edits to make. Maybe we want to do something else. So we'll open it in the Web IDE. The Web IDE is really easy to navigate. You can see I've got full access to the file tree here. I can open multiple files, flip back and forth between these on the tabs up here, and do anything, like that you might want to edit. And so with this one in particular, maybe we just want to make some quick changes and just kind of change the title here up in the head. Maybe we'll just say this is the create editor group demo project. We'll namespace this appropriately, and then that's good. That takes care of the header of the page when we were to load that. We might want to make a change on the page, and one of the things that the Web IDE has is it's a feature called Live Preview, and Live Preview works for most JavaScript-based websites. It even works for plain straight HTML, CSS, JavaScript, which this is. And so over on the right-hand side, you'll see this live preview option. If I click that, I'm going to go ahead and make this whole window bigger. Terminal, or the code area still stays here, and then we get this sort of like mini browser window that popped up over here. And there's definitely something wrong over here. It should be loading kind of the complete site. I opened an issue with my engineers, and we'll go check that out. But this is a live preview. It's based on Code Sandbox, and it's actually being rendered in real time. So what's fun about this is if I were to go and kind of find the title on the page, maybe I'll update this as well while we're here. And we'll say this is the create editor group. We'll just say Web IDE is awesome. And what you can see is while I was typing, all of that was changing in real time over here. So this is a really powerful feature for editing these sites and seeing what's going on in real time. So the next thing we'll do is, now that we've made those changes, we should go ahead and commit those. And so we'll commit those. The editor automatically stages those changes for us, which is great. And then I'm just going to leave the default commit message in there. You could update the commit message however you want. I'm going to leave the default branch name as well, but I am going to create a new branch and start a new merge request. This is a pretty common workflow inside of the Web IDE, or most editing, to create a new merge request. And so as soon as that merge request is created, we end up in the merge request screen, and we'll just say title changes to demo project. I'm not going to write a description. We'll just do something quick. Title changes. I've assigned this to myself. I'm not going to give it a milestone or label or anything like that. Delete the source branch, squash commits, and we'll go ahead and open this merge request. Now that I've opened this merge request, there's another entry point here into the Web IDE, so we might see this in a second. But I was talking earlier with someone. I think one of the things in this demo project is we've changed the primary color that we want to use, and so someone might come and do this. They might leave feedback, or there might be another way that they communicate that with you. Or we talked about this earlier. Snippets are another part of the editor group, and so snippets exist in projects. And so let's go check these project snippets. And I see that there's one called new primary color. And so it looks like this was some documentation, actually that I wrote, but some documentation that might exist that says, hey, this is in this file, this is the new primary color that we're using. which is nice. So you could, I could easily share this with someone. So if I go back to kind of that merge request that's open, and I say, you know, I could tag myself and say, you can find this in the snippet here. So comment that. It'll link out to that snippet. I can now open that in a new tab. We'll see this here. And so what's nice about the snippets is you can provide small, quick examples of code. You could provide kind of standard things that you're using all the time. But in this case, we've given the primary color that needs to be updated. And it looks like this kind of matches the structure of the files that we're using too. So I'm going to copy that. And because we're doing it inside this merge request, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the Web IDE in the context of this merge request. And so what this did is it opened my branch. It also automatically opened in the review tab. So you can see the changes that we made previously when we were that. So you're able to see the diff between those two, which is really nice. But I'm going to go here and go open that variables. I'm going to take it out of review and go into edit mode. And so the snippet says this is the new primary color. We'll go ahead and copy that. I'm just going to replace this entire line with a new one. We'll commit that. And we will commit it to the branch. It automatically knew that we were in this branch because we opened it from the merge request. So that's nice. Makes it easy to go back and make continuous changes to what you're working on. We'll go ahead and commit that. And now that we've committed that, we will go back into our merge request here. And so now if we look at this, we've got two changes. Those are the changes that we made. We've got this other change that we made. We've got two commits and an overview, which is great. So I'm actually going to go ahead and merge this now, just so that that's all up to date. And then we'll go back, check it over here. We'll see that it was updated just now based on merging my master patch in. And one last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this down. We're just going to grab the latest copy of this locally. Perfect. And then we're going to compile that CSS very quickly. Perfect. And then if we load it up here, so this was the old primary color. It's this pink color that we were using. We'll just make sure those changes went through. So now we've got the create editor group. Web IDE is awesome, and it's in blue. So you can see that all of those changes went through. So it's just a quick overview of some of the features in editor and how you might be using them, or some other things that you can do. We'll go back through this every so often as we update features, fix some bugs, introduce some new things. We've got some great stuff coming for snippets. So keep an eye out for those things. And if you have any questions, you can find us in the GitLab issue tracker, tag it with group editor, tag me. I'm at Phikai, Phikai. And bye.